Hey, what's up? It is the Fantasy NBA today. Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander, Dr. A, Hall of Famer. We are here at your service getting you prepped and ready for a Tuesday night in the NBA. Quick word from our sponsor before we dive in with some streaming options for you all. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds and everything from the NBA and college basketball, they've got NHL, they've got UFC. BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Doc, I want to start with a streaming option and bounce this off of you because Keldon Johnson's been on quite the journey this year. Obviously, I was high on him coming into the year, not super high on him, but kind of high on him, higher than most. And then he bottomed out. There was a month there where he was averaging nickels and dimes across the board when San Antonio was full. Well, he's back. And unfortunately, Wemby had to go out for the year to bring him back. But here we are. Keldon's at New Orleans on Tuesday night. Love him as a streamer. He's 28% rostered, Doc, in Yahoo leagues. He's gone 18 points and 25 points in their last two games. They now need his scoring boost off the bench. He's up for the assignment. So let's start there, man. Let's have a good show. What's up, Doc?
Hey, what's up? First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy, Bobby Rathman. He just got inducted into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. That's my guy. That's our guy, Rick. So now Bobby and I are in. There's one guy left. We need to get in the damn Hall of Fame, and that's you. And I'm working on that next year, God willing, and the creek don't rise.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
As far as Keldon Johnson goes, you should be in the Hall of Fame, dude. You should have been the first basketball guy in the Hall of Fame, not me. But whatever. It'll all work out.
I'm happy for you, bro. I am, yeah.
Keldon Johnson, before Wemby, was a baller. He's not a fantasy guy, right? Like, he doesn't fill up the stat sheet with all these goodies, but he scores points and he does enough to get you by everywhere else. If you're just looking for a straight up guy that's going to play 25 to 30 minutes and score 15 to 20 points and get 4 or 5 rebounds and 2 or 3 assists, maybe a steal, maybe a block, maybe a 3. Keldon's your guy. Like, I'm down with that. I prefer Jeremy Sohan. Sohan should already be rostered in most leagues. So your next best bet is Keldon Johnson. I'm with you on that. And while we're at it, I think Harry Barnes is still worth a look while this Wemby stuff is going on.
I'm interested to see Chris Paul's really hit the skids, and we'll talk about him more as we proceed. But if Stephon Castle rises a little bit, but what I know, 2 games since Wemby went out, Keldon Johnson has surged. Doc, I picked up a lot of Moses Moody shares on Monday, and I did that because these extended Yahoo weeks, right, where we had to go 2 weeks over the All-Star break. I mean, damn, I've been chomping at the bit to make pickups here. And Moody didn't even play on Monday. And I usually pick up a guy the night that he plays with the thought that he may linger on my roster. So that lets you know that I'm mildly geeked about Moses Moody, that I picked him up and he didn't even play on Monday, 13% rostered. Doc, over the last 2 weeks, and he plays Charlotte on Tuesday night, okay? It's a phenomenal matchup for Moody to get very busy here. But over the last 2 weeks, he's gone 14, 4, and 1 PRA, 1.4 blocks, 1.2 steals, 2 threes. That's as good-orific as you can get in the minutes that he's getting. I mean, he's clicking all 3 of the block, steal, 3 categories here. That's why I'm geeked about Moody. Obviously, the PRA is a little light. Fantasy gold is heavy here. So I think Moody's like, do I think I'm going to roster Moody for the rest of the year? I don't know. Probably not. It's Steve Kerr. But if Kerr continues to play him 30 minutes a game, I might roster Moses Moody for the rest of the year. But I do like him a lot on Tuesday night.
I have a couple things here. Moody has scored in double digits in 7 of his 8 February games. He also had 17 points the last day of January. So he's scoring well. His minutes in February have been 28.5. And Steve Kerr has him in the starting lineup, and he said he's sticking with this starting lineup going forward. And I don't know if you saw that or not, but that's kind of a big deal. Steve Kerr is finally locking into something now that it's almost March. Thanks, Steve. But he's finally locked in, and I think he's going to roll with Moody the rest of the way. And you asked the question, am I going to keep Moody for the rest of the year? I think you probably will. I think he's an excellent pickup right now. I think Steve Kerr is going to roll with him, and this is his time to shine. So it is Moses Moody's season.
Finally, after all these years, I did see that bite from Kerr. He talked about the mental, I forget the word he was saying.
Tenacity.
The brain power is what he said, with Jimmy Butler at the 4 and Draymond at the 5, albeit undersized. Obviously Curry, and then you've got the playmaking of, he called him BP and Mo, I think. But anyway, yeah, like,
and he likes the way Moody spreads the floor. So I mean, everything is pointing straight up for Moody. I think that's a great call.
All right, so let's move on here with a couple other streaming options for you. Doc, another guy that I picked up in some of my leagues on Monday, and again, didn't even play on Monday, and it wasn't widespread because I'm in very competitive active leagues, but I'm in 2 Yahoo public leagues. I don't remember the dang league, Doc, but I found Yves Missi on a waiver wire when I was making my rounds on Monday. 25% rostered, which surprised me. That's low to me. On the season, he's like 8-8 with a block and a half. To me, 8-8 with a block and a half should be on teams in a 12-team league. Okay, it's the block and a half, not the 8-8. But 8 rebounds is still pretty strong. In 2 games since the break, he's gone 6 points, 15 rebounds, 6 points, 10 rebounds, and then had a block in that game. Okay, again, these numbers aren't great. I'm talking about a streamer on. I put it on another sheet of paper. It's like a 7-game Tuesday night, right? So it's not light, but it's not thick. You might need a streamer or 2. And Doc, again, I think Missi's going to start blocking shots more. Let me, Doc, I think he might have hit a rookie wall. He had that little injury around the All-Star break, right? But I think that New Orleans grabbing Kelly Olynyk and now starting him. You've got Karlo Makovic right over his shoulder here. I think Yves Missi, I mean, dude, 10 boards and 15 boards in back-to-back games. He hasn't done that all year. That's a little bit of like a spike and a boom for him, right? I think he's doesn't want to get Wally pipped. So I think that's firing up his game here a little bit.
Well, I mean, if you look at Missi, the reason Missi is so lowly rostered is because of his scoring. Okay. So this month, 6 points, 6 points, 2 points, 8 points, 11, 2, 12, 8. That's not going to catch your eye. That's not going to make SportsCenter. It's not going to do anything. But the key is if you're okay in scoring and you just need the other stuff, he has a 4-block game. He has 2 4-block games in February. His rebounds are 15, 10, 9, 8, 13, 6, 6. He's a good rebounder. Not going to get you threes. He's a terrible free throw shooter. So Missi is a mixed bag. If you need rebounds and blocks and don't care about the rest, you pick him up. If you're in a dogfight in free throw percentage and scoring, Missi's not your guy.
Completely agree with all that, man. I love the breakdown. Again, talking streamers as we move into Tuesday night's action here, okay? Kelly Olynyk, I want to bring him up, Doc. He has started the last 2 games for New Orleans. Obviously, they play San Antonio here. It's the second of one of these, I don't know, damn baseball series, home and home. I don't know. I get lost in the soup here. But do we really need a Spurs Pelicans matchup back-to-back games? No, NBA, we don't. It deja vu's us. It anesthetizes us. All right, rant over. But Kelly Olynyk started the last 2 games. Boom, you're on the radar, right? He's 9% rostered, Doc. Last game, he went 14 and 15 with 2 assists and a 3. I think the blocks and steals eventually will come a little bit. He's not going to be like a 3-3 guy, but he may be a 1-1 guy on a lot of nights at 25 minutes. But I think Kelly Olynyk, it's against, San Antonio. He's kind of going head up with Harrison Barnes. And obviously San Antonio lacks size. Wemby's out. Charles Bassey blew another tire. Like, who is in the hole right now? So I think Kelly Olynyk can put up some good stats on Tuesday night.
I mean, it's a one-game sample size, right? The game before, he had 14 points and 15 rebounds. He played the same amount of minutes and had 4 points and 3 rebounds. So he got loose against San Antonio. I think there's a good chance he'll do it again tonight. I don't hate that pick. I think Olynyk is risky, but if you need a big man, he's probably available, and you can probably use him. So
who would you rather stream, Messi or Olynyk?
Man, that's a great question. I think I'm gonna go Olynyk, but it's close. I'm gonna go Olynyk just because he has a chance to score points. And Olynyk can hit threes, he can block shots, and he can get rebounds. He can do all the things that Messi can do, but he's a way more friendly fantasy player. So if Olynyk plays well and if things go well, he should do more than Messi.
I'm glad I asked. That was a great answer. I agree. And I think Olynyk can match what Messi does in the blocks and in the rebounds, but he can do a lot of stuff in other areas. So that was a great breakdown. All right, Doc, one more streamer for the people here on a Tuesday night. Kevin Porter Jr. Okay, kind of on this young fella, not like a run, don't walk to the waiver wire. It's a walk or just look at the waiver wire, kind of a watch list kind of thing. But he's percolating in Milwaukee right now. And Doc, we have Kevin Porter Jr. at the Houston Rockets. Ding! His former team, the team with which, he got jettisoned after things went haywire. Okay. And so there might be some bad blood there. It might be a revenge game and all that kind of stuff. He's 3% rostered. Last 4 games, he's gone 10 plus in the points in all 4, 1 plus in the steals in all 4. And the AJ Green thing, like, I get it. He's a 3-point specialist. Doc Rivers freaking loves him. Okay. But he's not, the game doesn't travel to the road. He feels 5-star form and he's a role player, comfortable at home. You get him on the road and it's like, bro, Brick City. Okay. Why not activate Kevin Porter Jr. in this game? Okay. Doc Rivers can channel his inner Petty, can't he? He understands a revenge game. I mean, Doc was a player. He vibes on that kind of stuff. Doc, play Kevin Porter Jr. 24 minutes at Houston on Tuesday night. I promise you're going to love the results.
I mean, if they play him, which I think you're right, Doc Rivers is a player's guy. I think KPJ's probably like, hey, bruh, let me do something. I'm playing against my boys. I think that's sneaky play on Tuesday night is Kevin Porter Jr. And we know he can play, man. He just hasn't really gotten the full, here you go, just show us what you can do. He really hasn't ever been fully turned loose. And I don't think he's going to be fully turned loose on Tuesday, but AJ Green, Gary Trent, Andre Jackson Jr., like those guys do nothing. They do nothing. Like, just let Kevin Porter Jr. play.
Yeah, so I agree. His minutes are like 13, 14, 15. I think they should be up around 20. But we'll see, man. Kind of feeling a little sneaky angle with KPJ there. All right, top 3 situations or players to watch on Fantasy NBA today. It is Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We are prepping you for Tuesday night's action. Guys, Jakob Poeltl might come back and play in this game. He is questionable. Doc, Orlando Robinson's been starting for him. He's been playing around 20 minutes. It's kind of like the token starter here. The numbers aren't great, but Jakob Poeltl may come back and play. Wanted to put that out there. Just keeping my eye on it. There's nothing to really that's actionable here. I'm not telling you to go pick up Orlando Robinson. Just letting you know Pirtle may be coming back. Okay, so look alive if you've got Pirtle on your squad. Now, what I want to dive into with you, Doc, is Charlotte. Okay, they're staggering it now. On Monday at Sacramento, Mark Williams did not play. LaMelo Ball did. Tuesday at Golden State, LaMelo Ball is not going to play, and Mark Williams will. I'm speculating, but that's how they've been treating. Those guys aren't playing back-to-backs right now. Bridges is, Josh Green is, all these other guys are, okay? And then you've got the center position, Doc. Nurkic started on Monday, and last I saw was off to a good start, okay, and having a good game. Mark Williams presumably will come back on Tuesday, and then that will send Diabate to DNPville, and Nurkic will come off the bench. But you've got a Josh Green possibility. You've got a Nick Smith possibility. So, dude, Charlotte, like, sucks in the standings, but they're an intriguing fantasy team right now, dude.
They are, but I mean, that center thing just freaks me out because it's like Williams, Nurkic, and Diabate are all splitting time. They're splitting minutes. I don't trust any of them. It's a different guy every night. And you're just sort of, they're holding you hostage if you've got those guys on your roster. Like Miles Bridges, dialed in. Josh Green is kind of dialed in. I mean, I think if I'm going with a streamer off my list, I want Josh Green in my lineup. And this LaMelo Ball thing, like, when are they going to shut him down? When are they going to shut Mark Williams down? I think both of those guys are candidates. Josh Green only had 4 points on Saturday. He hit 1 of 6 shots in 23 minutes. Night before that, he had 19 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, played 27 minutes, hit 5 3-pointers. Josh Green is hit or miss, but I like him as a streamer. As far as watching the center triple-headed monster in Charlotte, I'd rather not watch that movie. They all just make me sort of sad.
It's like Brooklyn when I have to go look at the Brooklyn box score. Like Monday night when I had to go look at the Brooklyn box score. I hate Brooklyn box scores. They suck. Nobody spikes. Cam Johnson might have 18 or 23. Like, it's a bunch of guys playing 12 to 22 minutes. It's just gross, hideous. Different guy doing stuff every night. All right, so let's move on here. Sorry, Brooklyn, for the unprovoked shot.
Is Damian Baugh going to play for Charlotte tomorrow with LaMelo out?
He's your guy. I don't have my finger on the pulse of Damian Baugh. But dude, if LaMelo Ball
he's in the G League, he's not in the G League. He's in the G League. I have no idea.
Maybe that's why I don't have my finger on his pulse.
And but nobody tells us when he's actually going to play or not. Just tell me he's going to play so I can get him in my lineup. That's my boy.
Dude, if LaMelo Ball doesn't play, it's probably Damian Baugh season for a night. I don't know.
Can we not put Damian Baugh in and just let him play 30 minutes and let him go off?
I don't want 30 minutes of Damian Baugh. I want 30 minutes of LaMelo Ball.
No.
Dude, you are all about the underbelly. And I am all about no more undermining this league with all of this bullcrap rest and shutdowns. It's ruining the NBA, dude. I want to rant about this on my show.
Let's go, Damian Baugh. I got you, bro.
Tanking culture must die, Dr. A. Tank culture must die. And I know you proliferate it every time you get in front of a microphone. But I'm on the other side.
I've got to get me a Damian Baugh jersey. You think they make them?
They're not available yet. You can't, not even at the Charlotte Hornets gift shop. In their damn arena. Can you get a Damian Baugh jersey?
Who is Charlotte's G League affiliate?
Oh, God. I don't know, dude.
That's the shirt I need. I need a G League.
The Swarm is coming to mind, but I don't know.
I need a Charlotte G League Damian Baugh jersey. Somebody hook me up. Somebody contact Andre. He'll get it to you. Send us the shirt. Send us a Damian Baugh shirt.
You're crazy, bro. You're absolutely crazy. I freaking love it. Andre Lamouche is our guy. By the way, he knows literally everything about every basketball league. I was right. The Swarm. Greensboro Swarm. I knew Andre would be on that.
If somebody sends me a Greensboro Swarm Damian Baugh shirt, I will have them on as a guest for an entire hour of this show.
Was that a threat or an offering? This is what we do.
Is that supposed to be a prize? That's a reward and not a punishment.
Is that actually a prize? Oh my God. We love you all out there, man. No, send him a Damian Baugh Greensboro Swarm jersey, not the jersey. He wants the jersey.
Take a jersey. Anything.
Dude, Andre Lemuche, can you please just do a quick Google search and see if there is anywhere on planet Earth a Damian Baugh Greensboro Swarm jersey? Because I freaking promise you it is not. That is the unicorn. It ain't Shohei. It's not Porzingis. That's the freaking unicorn.
I want a Damian
Baugh
shirt.
A jersey though, but you want a Greensboro Swarm.
Well,
jersey.
I mean, I'd rather have a jersey, but I don't want to put anybody out $140.
You are absolutely killing me. Yeah, no. Let me break down the jersey game for you. I live in Florida and I wear jerseys all the time. All right, go to Fanatics and they're like $70. I mean, it's still like it's not just it's $70, but it's not $140. You're talking about like the one with the stitching and all that kind of stuff. I don't like those. I like just the throw it on. I think they call it the swingman. Yeah. And it's like light and I don't know. I like it. And it's only $70. So that's what I rock down here in the FLA. All right. Let's get back to business here. Unless you got more jokes, Doc.
Little swingman. Little Dyson.
Yeah.
7 steals last night, bro. That dude is a menace. Defensive player of the year, Dyson Daniels.
I'm not mad at that at all, dude, because every time I watch the Hawks, I have that thought. I'm like, he's the freaking best defensive player in the league right now. I mean, Wemby had that award on lock, but obviously no longer. But other than Wemby, Dyson Daniels has been the best defensive player in the NBA this year.
Did you see that? Did you see that thing on Twitter where that poor individual, well, rich individual probably, but poor dude bet $10,000 on Wemby to win the defensive player of the year the morning that it was announced he's out for the year. And he goes, dude is killing the league. He can sleepwalk to this award. Give me my money now. And 3 hours later, Shams is like, Wemby done for the year. Sorry, bro.
Woo! Wow. That is a jinx if ever I've seen one, man. Holy cow. Yeah, if you're betting 10 grand on Wemby to win a DPOY, and I'm sure the odds sucked at that point that he played it. He was
it cost him 30 grand.
Yeah, so I mean, so that was just an investment, or so he thought. But no dice, bro. All right, some other players and situations I'm watching, and we are watching heading into Tuesday night. Doc, is Devin Vassell ever going to have a slump buster? His last 5 games, Devin Vassell is like the worst player in the NBA. I'm not making that up, and I like the dude overall. His points have gone
Paul
7.
George?
He's been way worse than Paul George. Paul George has actually been okay in the last couple of games.
Yeah.
Okay. But Devin Vassell in the last 5 games has gone 7, 8, 13, 6, 5. The shooting has gone 2 of 9, 4 of 12, 5 of 14, 2 of 7, 1 of 9, has 4 threes in those 5 games, has 5 assists in those 5 games. These numbers are putrid, bro. I'm not telling people to cut him, okay? He's too talented. The role is potentially too plentiful here without Victor Wembanyama, but my God, he's been terrible.
Well, Devin Vassell, once next year gets here and Wemby's healthy and the Spurs actually try to win the West, which I think they're going to try to do.
Next year, yeah.
He will be a huge part of what they do. But with Wemby gone and now the Spurs, I think the Spurs are in tank mode, right? Like, we don't need to win anymore. Devin Vassell will help us win games. We need to keep him quiet and I want to let Stephon Castle ball. I want to let Keldon ball. I want to let Jeremy Sohan do his thing. I think it's going to be a rough ride for Vassell the rest of the way. But I love him, and he might be the second most talented Spur. Like, he's really, really good. But yeah, I mean, it's other guys doing it now. And maybe it's just a wall. Maybe it's a slump. Maybe he'll bounce back and be fine. But it's been rough. And the way the Spurs are going right now, I trust guys like Keldon Johnson and Jeremy Sohan more than I trust Devin Vassell.
I do not agree with that, but it's going to probably be a bumpy ride here. Andre Lemouche is the best producer on earth. I have before me right now, Doc, if you click on the link that he put in here, a men's Greensboro Swarm Fanatics purple fast break replica custom jersey of Damian Bow. Okay. It's kind of dope. It says NBA G League on it. It's kind of like a purpley blue, kind of a la the Charlotte thing. And it'll see, that's the price point I'm talking about. Maybe I get the fast break replica. I think maybe that's the one I get. Maybe the Swingman is the expensive one, but I think this is the one I get. But this is the price point that I buy my jerseys at, Doc. $79.99. It's there. Damian Baugh. You can rock it.
Can we put that link in the comments so that one of our viewers will be like, I'm going to get this for Doc. Watch.
Andre, if you can do that, go ahead and do that, because we have a little sidebar with our communication here. But did you click on it? Did you see the jersey?
I haven't looked at it yet. Is it bad?
Click on it and look at the jersey. Why haven't you done that?
Oh, that's sweet, dude.
I know. I mean, I'm not shopping. You're the Damian Bow guy. I don't give a dang about Damian Bow or his Greensboro Swarm jersey.
Oh yeah, that's tight. It looks like the Grizzlies kind of.
It does. That's a good call.
I like the swarm. I'm a Swarm fan.
You are great.
I'm in. Love
Damian Bow has taken over our show. Oh, and then Doc, let's keep it moving here. One more thing I'm looking for here on Tuesday night is Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks both are questionable heading into a big game against the Milwaukee Bucks. And as we record this show, they're questionable and we just don't know. All right, let's get into some risers and fallers. Doc, let's start with some risers. And let me hit you with all three of these, and then you take the conversation where you want to go. Top three risers for me. Number one right now, and dang it, we had to wait. Emmanuel Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley is home against Boston on Tuesday. His basketball monster value over the last week is 22nd. He's at 23, 6 and 5, 1.5 steals, 5 threes. Okay. Jose Alvarado. I'm kind of pissed at Willie Green that he's bringing him off the bench, but then I'm mitigated by the fact that he's playing him starters minutes. Over the last 2 weeks, I'm not making this up. Jose Alvarado, basketball monster value, is 18th. Okay. He's gone 14, 6 and 7, 2 steals, 2.5 threes over the last 2 weeks. Okay. Badass. And then you have Brook Lopez, Doc, big time riser right now. Obviously with Portis out, he's got to do more. Basketball monster value of 24 over the last 2 weeks, going 17, 7 and 2, 2.3 threes, 2.3 blocks in 4 games over that span. Those are the goodies that we've become accustomed to getting from Brook Lopez. So I give you Lopez, I give you Jose, and I give you IQ, Doc.
Emmanuel Quickley is surprising to me because he did nothing all year, right? Like, we've been like, where is Emmanuel Quickley? How come he's not doing anything? And even on Friday, February 7th, he scored 6 points, right? He had 10 assists in that game, but 6 points. And we're just like, this guy's giving us nothing. He's getting minutes. He's back in the lineup. Well, Since then, he scored 23 in 3 out of his last 4 games and had 15 and 20 in his other 2 games in his last 5. Like, Emmanuel quickly has arrived. And I'm nervous about playing him against Boston because Boston has Derek White, Drew Holiday, and
Holiday's
somebody
out
else.
for this one.
Who is?
Holiday's out for this one.
So that's good. That's good news for Quickly. And also, when Quickly played against Houston 2 weeks ago on Sunday, Houston plays really good guard defense. And Quickly was able to go off for 20 points, 8 boards, 3 assists in that game. I think Quickly is a really good call there. And I mean, better to show up late than never, I guess, right? Because it's late.
And so again, I don't think that we're getting a shutdown for these guys. I don't think Toronto wants to diss their fans that way. And I really think that shutting down players. I think what teams are going to do is they're not going to play guys in back-to-backs, and they may shut them down in the second to last week or the last week. But they're going to play this out because Adam has threatened sanctions and that kind of thing. And hopefully that threat really got home. But it's literally ruining the game. We got to stop tanking. We got to stop tank culture. And I'm just on a crusade about that right now. But let's get back to fantasy. Your top 3 fallers. Doc, let me give you 3 fallers here. Jared. Jaren Jackson Jr., sorry for the typo. Last 2 weeks, his basketball monster value is 185. He's almost off the radar completely. That's over a 5-game sample. 17, 5, and 2 PRA, 1.8 blocks, 0.4 threes, 40% shooting. He's been dreadful, okay? But this is a buy low opportunity on Jaren Jackson Jr. He ain't, going out like that. He's going to be a baller. He's just in a rut right now. I don't know. Guy, biorhythms, guys, you don't go Wilt Chamberlain every game. I don't know what to tell you, but he's way better than that. And I look at him as a buy low guy. Chris Paul is on the roster bubble right now, Doc. He's on the roster bubble. Over the last 2 weeks, he has a basketball monster value of 158. 4 games played over that stretch. PRA of 6, 2, and 7. God-awful. 1.8 threes, 1.5 steals. Or maybe that's juxtaposed there, but you get the gist. And 26% shooting, okay? Dreadful. And then one more for you, Doc, and I want to spice it up a bit. And we're talking about guys that are involved with Tuesday night's action. Now, this guy right here won't be playing on Tuesday, but he's on a team that plays on Tuesday, Golden State. Doc, Jonathan Kuminga is a faller even before he comes back, okay? If people have been waiting out there, I can't wait till I get Kuminga back. You need to move on with your lives, okay? Stop holding your breath. You might die, okay? Kerr has his starting 5. Kuminga is not going to come back and start. Kuminga is not going to come back and play big minutes, okay? I want to warn you right now. He might get up to 25, 23, 24, 21. That's going to be about it, okay? He's going to have the occasional spike game. He's a streamer at this point, not a roster guy. So I've got him in some INJ spots in some Yahoo leagues. I haven't been backed into a corner where I've been like short on man games and had to cut him. But I'll tell you one thing, if I ever get to that point, I'm going to have to cut him. And I will. So I give you Kuminga, I give you Chris Paul, I give you Jaren Jackson Jr.
I'm gonna time hop backwards for just a second. I think we talked about Quickly as a riser. Your guy Alvarado, who you were on very early and you nailed it as usual. To me, Alvarado is a must roster player at this point. He is rising. I don't think he's going to fall the rest of the way. The Pelicans are done. Like, they don't care anymore. Zion's going away. They're all going away, but not Alvarado. He's gonna be in there till the end. Make sure he's not available in your league. Same with Brook Lopez. I told you Friday or whatever, Bobby Portis is gone. Giannis is day-to-day every day. Jericho Sims is our backup center. Brook Lopez is going to ball out the rest of the way. And he's got like top 20 potential if he's hitting threes and blocking shots. So with those guys, I'm all in on them. Jaren Jackson Jr., he can fall all he wants. He's still a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He's still a badass, and he's in a slump. Do not do anything crazy with JJJ. Like you said, it's a buy low opportunity. Chris Paul, I'm done with. I think the Spurs are tanking. I think Castle is going to get the run. And I think Chris Paul, his best days are gone. Like this season, I'm not just saying because he's 52 years old, but his best days this season have come and gone. He can't just sit there and throw lobs to Wemby anymore. He's going to have to like thread the needle to get a pass to Julian Champagny. No, thank you. I'm done with CP3. And then Jonathan Kuminga, I think you're right, dude. I've got him on 2 teams sitting there on my IR for like months. And I'm like, oh, man, maybe Kuminga will come back soon. But when he does, it's not going to be that much fun. They've got a new starting lineup. Kerr says it's locked in. He's going to play everybody off the bench still 20 minutes a game. Kuminga is going to play 18 minutes a night off the bench and just be a buzzkill. So, yeah.
This show is definitely not a buzzkill. We're here to entertain you. We're here to inform you. He is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. I'm Rick Kamla. We are supported by our great producer, Andre Lemouche. And have you downloaded the Sports Ethos app yet? You haven't? Well, do it right now, okay? Take the time. Go to your favorite app store. Download the app. It's incredible. Top fantasy tools, real-time updates. We got blurbs in NBA, MLB, and NFL, and it is there for you. Doc, let's move on to the big enchilada on Tuesday night. The Mavericks at the Lakers. There have been odds out on this game since the Luka trade went down. We're here. Lakers minus 7.5, Doc. As we shift into the betting portion of the show here, I want to tip us off here. I got Lakers minus 7.5. Doc, check this out. Dallas is not a good road team right now. They have lost 4 of their last 5 road games by 24 points. That's 24 to 43-15. They've lost by 24 to 43 and 15. They're not losing. They're getting smoked on the road. Okay. This is going to be an emotionally charged game, which is very critical for Luka Doncic because if it's Charlotte, he just doesn't care. Or Portland, he doesn't even want to play. Okay. Oh, it's Jokic. Yeah, I'll ball. Oh, it's my former team. Okay. Yeah, I'll ball. So we're going to get the best of Luka in this game. He's going to bring it. LeBron is going to bring it, and the rest will follow. Okay. The Lakers are dominant at home, Doc. They're 19-7 at crypto. The Lakers are feeling it right now. They got that win at Portland in the second of a back-to-back, the non-Luka game that pissed me off so much. Then they get the win at Denver by 1,000,000 points. They're on a high right now. And that I don't see that like dissipating or lowering in the Luka game, okay? Like this is one of the most anticipated games of the entire year, okay? Everybody's going to be up for this game. Most importantly, Luka Doncic. And Doc, there's a math problem in this game. The Lakers have 4 threats to hit 20 points. Reeves, Rui, Braun, and Doey Doncic, okay? Dallas has 2, Kyrie Irving and PJ Washington. It's not going to work, okay? I got Lakers minus 7.5.
Did you just call my boy Doey Doncic?
Yeah, that's my new nickname for him. Yep, that's Doey Doncic. I think it's kind of catchy. It just flows right off the tongue, and I think it's very impactful.
I call him the Don, son. Like, come on. All right. So you said they have 4 20-point threats. When they kicked Denver's ass on Saturday night, Rui Hachimura had 21. LeBron had 25. Luka had 32, 10, 7, 4, 1, and 4. Luka finally got his game, right? He finally popped in LA. Dude, I think that dude has been sad. And he's like, I can't believe they said all that stuff about me. Like, am I really fat? Like, is the way I play wrong? Like, he's like second guessing himself and doubting himself. Not on Saturday. He freaking went off. And Austin Reeves had 23 points, 7 assists. If this line, Rick, was 14.5, I would still take the Lakers. I think they are going to destroy Nico Harrison's basketball team. And I think they're all going to be into it. And if the Lakers don't cover that spread, I will be shocked. Absolutely shocked.
I had another idea here. Warriors minus 15.5. They're at home against Charlotte, second of a back-to-back. And I don't know, Doc, vet it with me. Do you like this? Because LaMelo Ball played on Monday, probably not going to play. And so that obviously greatly limits Charlotte here, but it's 15.5. The Warriors are playing great ball. Do you like that one? I need to vet that one with you. I need like a co-signer on that, like a 23-year-old kid with bad credit trying to buy a car. Can you help me out here?
Let me look at this. So it's Charlotte at the Warriors.
Second of a back-to-back for Charlotte.
Minus 15.5 with no
huge number.
LaMelo. You know what? You and I have basically bagged on the Warriors all year, right? Like they annoy us. We don't like what Steve Kerr is doing, but they're 30-27. And honestly, since he made this Moses Moody move into the starting lineup, they're sort of kicking people's butts. Like they're playing very well. I'm in. I'm parlaying the Warriors and the Lakers tonight. Without LaMelo, Damian Baugh is going to be out there giving us 14 points and 5 assists. Nick Smith is going to give us 11 points and 2 assists. Miles Bridges is probably
on 4 of 14, and Nick Smith's going to shoot 4 of 14.
Miles Bridges is probably going to go 3 of 17 and have 7 points and 7 rebounds in that game. The Warriors are cooking, man. I feel like the Warriors are as hot as anybody in the league right now. I haven't looked at their record. I haven't looked at their last
They're like
5
4-1
games.
with Butler or something like that. Andre, correct me if I'm wrong. They're like 4-1. It's 4 or 5-1 with Butler.
And your former buy low, Jimmy Butler, before he gets traded, he's balling out for the Warriors. I saw some stat like he's the fastest Warrior in history to get to like 100 points and 50 rebounds and 50 assists or something like that. Yeah, I'm in.
It's a Raymond Ritter stat right there. Best in the biz, baby. He's their PR guy, and he's a stud. Great, great guy. Shout out Raymond Ritter. All right, screw it. Let's do it, okay? So we're on the Lakers minus 7.5. We're on the Warriors minus 15.5. Wish us luck, and we wish you luck if you're actually putting money on these things. Let's get to Ricky props, baby. And Doc, I'm going to try to I know. So I'm going to try to like really bid it up here. I'm going to try to talk in third person, okay? And I'm going to screw it up and it's going to be clunky. But for you, right? Because you love that I call myself Ricky Props. So I'm going to try to do this in third person, okay? Again, wish me luck here. All right. So I can't even do it.
Tell me what Ricky Props thinks.
Dude, Ricky Props wants you all to play Luka Doncic over 30.5 points on Tuesday night because Ricky Props likes the number here at minus 125. He was inspired by the Jokic matchup, okay? He shot up out of nowhere for 32, 10, and 7. Looked like the Dallas Luka. So here comes the revenge game of all time, the Dr. A game. Luka did not want to be traded. He sulked and he pouted and he was pissed. Probably hates those guys right now. He's going to be inspired and he may suck in the next game, but who cares? We are talking about this one and he's not going to suck in the Dallas revenge game, okay? The shots are going to be there. It's Luka night. Everybody's going to understand the assignment. And tactically, Doc, JJ Redick just said, I saw this on Twitter. I think Jovan Buha put it out, that he wants Luka on the ball more than Reeves and Bron. And so that's what the coach wants. That means usage rate is probably going to hike up here for Luka Doncic. But Doc, the number is manageable here at 30.5. I'm going over at minus 125. Ricky Props is going over at a minus 125.
Ricky Props is gutsy because Luka, before his 32 points against Denver, had 14, 16, 14, and 14. That makes me a little nervous. And as you said, everyone is waiting for this game. The spotlight is going to be shining brightly on Luka, and it's going to be a big game for him. I could see him going off for like 22 assists. I could see him just hooking Braun up and hooking Reeves up and hooking Rui up and sort of taking a back seat. I'm not going to sign off on this. I don't hate it. I don't even dislike it. But I could see him scoring 30. I could see him scoring 29. Then again, I could also see him scoring like 62. I was at the game against Atlanta last year with my son when he scored, 74 against the Hawks. So, I mean, we all know Luka can do it. I'm just a little nervous that he's going to be nervous playing against his boys and trying to show them up. So I don't think I would mess with Luka at 30.5. If it was 28.5, I think I would do it. But 30.5, man.
When you go down to 28, now you're talking about like minus 180 or something. So the odds get really crappy at that point. We're already at minus 125 here. So, but I get what you're. The game log recently does not support this investment opportunity. It does not. Okay, but the most important factor here is the inspiration and motivation factor, and this is not just a game. Okay. Luka played Charlotte last week, right? It was just a game. He sucked, okay? Rested against Portland, played Jokic, went off. By far his best game against the Lakers because he's boys with Jokic. It brought out the best in him. So I'm playing that card. I'm playing the intangible card on this game. I think the intangibles will trump the tangibles. So I got a couple other. Ricky Props has a couple other props for you here, Doc. Ricky Props wants y'all to play the over on PJ Washington, over 16.5 points. At a minus 125. Ricky Props did some research, and he came up with the fact that the Mavs got to have 20 points from PJ Washington right now. They have to. Otherwise, the house of cards is going to crumble, and they're going to lose every game by 30. And shots fired. LeBron James or Rui Hachimura are going to be able to do nothing to stop PJ Washington. You said, what do you mean? LeBron's one of the best defensive players of all time. Guys, when's the last time LeBron locked up anybody? Okay. I love the man. He's 40, dropping 40 bombs, dropping bombs on Mark Williams' face. Okay. It's unreal what he's doing. But he's not playing killer defense, folks. PJ Washington's going to get busy, according to Ricky Props. Over the last 5 games, Doc, PJ's gone 25, 22, 6, 24, 17. He's been over the 16.5 in 4 of the last 5 games. Ricky Props says PJ Washington over 16.5.
All right. I can do that. PJ was balling. Like, PJ was reliable, where you could count on him, score 18 points with 7 boards and 2 threes every single night. And then he got hurt, and he sort of went away for a while. And now he's back. Is he definitely playing in this game? Do we know? Is he still day to day?
Good point. He's questionable.
He's questionable with an ankle sprain.
But he has been playing, and I mean, it's all contingent on whether he plays or not. And if you play the bet and he doesn't play in the game, it's just all null and void. But if he plays, I do like him to hit the over.
But man, if you look at his game log, every game in his, what's the over? What'd you say?
16.5.
Dude, his game log goes 30. This is back from January 22nd. 30, 22, 17, 19, 25, 22. He got hurt. He came back 6. Then on Friday, 24. Sunday, 17. He hit the over in every single one of those games except the one from which he came back from the injury. So that should be automatic. I'm in. Do it. Book it.
All right, and then let me give you some Kyrie Irvings here. Ricky Prop says 26.5 points, minus 110. Also, Kyrie Irving over 4.5 assists, minus 125. For the points prop here, over the last four, Kyrie's gone 30, 42, 35, 17 in the blowout loss at Golden State. Throw that one away. Kyrie understands the assignment. He knows he has to explode nightly. And he's going to be supercharged playing against his two former teammates, his two brothers, Luka and LeBron. And then with the assist stat, it's a hedge just in case the Lakers load up on Kyrie with double teams. They take the ball out of his hands, and then Kyrie's passing, and he gets some assists that way. But I also feel like I looked at his game log. There's a ton of games where he goes for 27 points and 5 assists, which is what we need him to hit here. And so his usage is way up without Luka Doncic. And I got a bonus one for you. Emmanuel Quickley, point prop over, no Drew Holiday. I don't have the number for you right now as we record, but if it's like 18.5, 17.5, maybe even 19.5, play the over on that, okay? Quickly's on a roll here. He's gone 20, 23, 15, 23, 23 in his last 5 games. So if it's 19.5, if it's 20.5, stay off. But if it's 19.5 or below, play the over on that. So we really appreciate you all checking us out here. For Dr. A, for Andre Lemouche, I am Rick Kamla. Couple of reminders before we get out of here. Subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast. If you enjoy our work, please leave us a 5-star review. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up. And check out sportsethos.com and subscribe to us over there. Doc and I will be on, obviously, with the late night shows, previewing the games as well. So check us out at Ethos Fantasy NBA. And this episode has been brought to you by BetOnline. Thanks for watching, everybody.